Yo, 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 AMC shareholders, how you doing? Welcome back, players, traders, and haters and apes, everybody, right, in this damn thing. How you doing today? It's your boy D, and we back for another one, all right, guys? Yeah, you already know what time it is today. We're going to definitely focus on AMC. For those new people that just came into the play, right, that are wondering, what's going on and how they're able to do this stuff, and you haven't done much DD, well, I'm also here for the new people and the OGs, all right? And I am an OG AMC shareholder, right? I've been here for a long time, guys. In and out. I mean, I've made some moves, right? But definitely right now I'm holding a decent amount of shares, right? For my financial situation, right? So I don't want to overextend myself or over leverage myself, right? Because AMC is still a play, and I believe in the squeeze. And in the meantime, right, we also would make moves and make other trades on the side too, and so on, right? But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not, a certified financial planner. This is not financial advice, right? So do not take it as that. Take it for educational and entertainment purposes only. But yeah, I got you with the information, guys. Thank you to the new subscribers, right? Like I said, we're just gonna continue with this move. I enjoy doing this, right? That's why I come back all the time and just give you the most up-to-date information, the best information, the newest information that I can find, so you can stay current with the stock information, right? Because the market is always changing. Nobody knows everything about the market, right? There's always something new to learn, because it's never just gonna stay the same, right? It literally changes every day. As far as there's a lot of movement, news, pricing, and so on. So yeah, guys, if that sounds like something you're interested in, something you like, consider joining the family by subscribing, giving the video a like, leaving me a comment here and there. I love talking to people. I interact with anybody who drops a comment, whether it's love or hate, whatever. There's haters out there. That's why I say players, traders, haters, all right? But everyone's welcome. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna try to break this down to you guys on why, in my opinion, right, I think that the price of AMC, the price that we see, is not the real price. And I'm gonna try to explain to you, especially the new people, how we're waiting for that real price, right? We're waiting to see the real price of AMC, because in my opinion, there's a lot of synthetics, a lot of fake shares, shorts that are out there that need to cover, which would give you the real price of AMC. Because it's just basically going to break it down to, you have supply and demand. When there is a lot of supply, right, that means that, there's less demand. And if they keep creating an endless supply, right, then the demand doesn't really matter, right? So think of it that way. So sorry. I just had lunch. I had a Jersey Mike sandwich. It was super bomb. No, I'm not sponsored by them or nothing. And just drinking my coffee now by Dutch Bros. Not sponsored by them, but I am open to it, right? So yeah, guys, yeah, we're gonna talk about why I think we're just waiting for the real price of AMC. No huge hype, no dates, no nothing. Just I always try to bring you the facts and the receipts. And the way I think of it right now is, AMC Amy, she's basically just a sleeping beauty, and we're waiting for her to be woken up, right? For that prince to come and kiss her, right? I gotta get all cheesy on you, but yeah, just think of it as she's a sleeping beauty right now. Okay, so thanks, guys, so for subscribing and so on. Let's jump into the information. All right, hope you're having a decent day too. I'm not really stressed about my AMC position. I am sitting pretty comfortable. I'm just looking at the facts. All right, so we're gonna start off with this information. Okay, so how synthetic shares hold the price of AMC, you know, um, hold down the price of AMC. I guess I forgot the word down there. So I was so focused. But yeah, this is how I feel. Apes together strong. And the first thing to keep in mind is just 4 million apes times 129 shares per ape equals the entire float. All right, so keep that in mind, right? 516 million shares were issued by AMC, right? That's the outstanding shares, or whatever. And then this is all a tinfoil hat, right? This is just my explanation. This is not, we don't have proof that there is synthetics or proof that there is not synthetics, all right? That information is not available to us. So billions issued by market makers equals the dilution, right? So even though AMC only issued 516 million in the pool, if there is billions of shares that are created, because as we know, the market makers and the banks and whoever, right, they can create these synthetic shares. So it doesn't matter if AMC issued 516 million. If you have 3 or 4 billion that's what the price is going to reflect, right? Because there's that many shares available. So in my opinion, there is billions that are issued by market makers, right? Fake shares, which they diluted the AMC share pool without AMC's approval, right? So that's where I think Adam Aaron could do better, right? By figuring that out for us, okay? We'll see you on August 4th. We are waiting to see what news August 4th has for us, right? So the same idea, this is how you can think of it too. Same idea as GME, right? So they just did a 4-to-1 split. So what happened to the price, right? When they added those shares, it went from 130 per share down to 33 per share, around that range, right? So just take that concept and reverse it, right? Since there's so many AMC shares that need to be covered, and we're all trying to figure out what would cause them to cover this, right? The billions of synthetics, the fake shares. That's what would represent the real price, because along the way, right, everyone's like, I've been buying, right? Over time, the apes, and the price goes down, down, down. That's because it doesn't matter how much demand, because if they keep creating supply, then the price won't move, right? It'll go down even because there's more supply, even though there's a lot of buying. So once shorts and synthetic shares are cleared, we will see the real price of AMC stock, right? That's covering the IOUs, right? The synthetics. And I'm talking about when they remove, right? If they were to remove all these synthetic shares, I don't know, do your DD, make your own decision, but like do your own math on how many billions or how many times the float has been sold over and over and over, right? That's, in my opinion, we're around 4 billion, because you have Adam Aaron, with the fourth, he always repeats himself, right? So it's kind of strange how he did it in the earnings call with Doctor Strange. He sent out tweets before, right? And so on. He always says things 4 times, right? So maybe we're around 4 billion shares total, right? For the AMC float. So when you remove this and you remove the shares sold short, which is what they need to cover on paper, right? There's 142 million right now. That would give you the real price of AMC, right? And think of it like a reverse stock split in a way, right? Because if the shorts were to buy back all these shares that they sold short, and you reduce the amount of shares that are out there and you get it back to the real number of 516 million, you would get the real price of AMC. Okay, if you need to pause this to check this out, this is what my message is right now. In my opinion, there is way more shares of AMC than there should be. That if you clear those, you get the real price. You get the higher price, right? It's the same thing like if GME would have done the other way, right? So say they were sitting at $33 and they were to do a reverse, buyback, then the price would go up, right? Because you're removing shares, which makes your shares more valuable, right? So that's why the price is psychological, guys. That's why we keep saying, right, especially for the new people, like they just got into AMC recently. It's psychological because they manipulate it, control it, right? They add more shares in order to keep the price, where they want. But the judgment day, right, the day that they have to come and cover those, that's when AMC is going to skyrocket into the real price, right? So no more dilution, guys. That's why we keep voting no more, right? Even because if AMC issues more shares, then they turn around the market makers and they take those shares and then they share them and lend them over and over and over, right? That's what creates more synthetics. So we do not want any more dilution, right? We're like, that's what we don't want. We need to get them to buy back the shares, or maybe AMC, if they were to do a share buyback, right? That could mess up the shorts too. So, that's what we're looking at right now. So hopefully that helps, kind of psychologically understand what's going on. Just let's go jump into the news a little bit. Tomorrow, this is what you need to look out for. The Fed could surprise markets by sounding even more aggressive as economy teeters. The Federal Reserve expected to raise interest rates by 3/4 of a point Wednesday afternoon, its second hike in a row of that size. Investors will be looking for guidance from Chairman Jerome Powell on what the central bank may do at its September meeting, but he's likely to be vague and leave options open. I do think they're going to lean a little bit more hawkish in September, said one strategist. They're not seeing progress on inflation. All right, guys, so that's what you got to be careful with tomorrow. Let's jump over to the chart. I know this is not as important because that's why we're saying, like, TA can only do so much. It's not always right. But so far we are tracking it. All right. That's why I like to do TA. Right now, I said in my past videos the last week, right, if we broke the support, so I wanted to see a bounce here. We didn't get it. I said if we were If we're gonna lose that support, we're probably gonna come all the way back down to, there's another support here at around 12 bucks, right? But we could also see a bounce here tomorrow or the next coming days, right? If the shorts positions, if they become more expensive, right, as they already have, because the government keeps raising interest rates, we could see that reversal and we could start making our way. And remember, this lines up with August 4th, right? So we need to see that 4th test to see if we can get a break above. The RSI is neutral, so that's actually pretty good, but the MACD is showing the cross back down to the downside. So, and this is going to test this super trend, right? So if it breaks that, guys, yeah, we're definitely going to see maybe 12, maybe even all the way back to 10. All right, guys, sorry. I know that we don't want to see that, but we do have a strong support here where we can get a bounce up, all right, start making our way up. And we'll have to wait and see. We don't know yet, where it's kind of just a waiting game. They're just playing with each other, the market makers, right? They're just touching themselves on each other because they're just playing ping pong, and there's not much volume. You can tell that way. So I'm really not buying or selling right until August 4th because I really want to know what the news is from Adam Aaron. What I refer to is this video, right? So if you haven't seen it, I'm telling you, go watch it. Technical proof of AMC synthetics. This is amazing, right? This indicator is pretty much representing the buys and the sells, and there was a lot of sells here, which this guy Jay, he thinks the same, right? There was about 3 or 4 billion shares that entered here that should not be there, and then when they covered a few, what happened? The price went up, and then ever since then it's green, right? So green, and then the price is still going down. But yeah, if you don't know about this video, you should go watch this video, right? Very educational, informative, and he gives you his prediction too on what's going to happen here soon. So I definitely recommend that. Just something to pay attention to here real quick. AMC versus CNK off exchange trading. Only 8% AMC hits the lit market, right? Only 8% versus 32% for Cinemark, right? That's not okay. Like, how come all our AMC orders go to the dark pool, right? It's kind of interesting. The fee is sitting at 8.5%. They have about 65,000 shares, and we got 8,000 calls, 8,432 calls in the money. One thing I want to point out, this is going to be the FTD information for AMC. And as we can see, they're coming up to the dates where they should cover these, right? Well, they should. We don't know if they're going to, but something I noticed every single time the price goes through this line, right? So the FTDs is the yellow and the price is the green. And every single time it starts to touch it, right, that's when they get covered here, right? And you see the price go up. So again, we weren't getting any touches here, right, since forever, since July all the way to May, right? It's a long time. But then you get a touch there, and then we got that crazy information where you got that huge spike. So we have to wait and see here in the coming few weeks, right? It would just align again. So why we would see the price go up is because they started to cover these FTDs. Okay. All right, guys. The SPY was looking pretty weak today. I have it on the daily chart. All I think it did was come up to fill these gaps. Now that it filled them, it's not looking too strong. It got rejected. So I would almost think it's, in my opinion, I think it's going to come down a little bit more. That's what usually happens, right? The day after the Fed speaks, gives the news, usually the markets tank. So that's what I'm expecting, right, for SPY. I don't really see any reason, unless they don't do any rate hikes and the market likes it, then we'll come back and test this next EMA, right, on the SPY. GME, we're waiting to see what's happening with the share split, right? It already happened, but we're waiting to see if the shorts are going to cover those. Because like I said before, I went back to like the Tesla, squeeze, and they didn't cover the day of the share dividend, guys. It took a few weeks. Then the short started to cover, right? Probably because they were forced to, and you see the price go up. So we did get rejected off this line, but it's still holding this support here at $30, right? It got a little bounce, and it's still technically in the green super trend. But if we just get knocked down by the whole market, guys, then we're probably going to start to come back and test 25 to 20, 28, right around in this area. There is a support line here that it could possibly bounce off to make its way up. All right, guys. The fee is still up there, 49% DRS for GameStop, 3,000 calls in the money, versus, oof, that's not good, right? It's a lot of money that the market makers are gonna pick up if if Jimmy doesn't start moving to the upside here soon. Yeah, guys, so that's all I really got. I just want to give you another source, 32%, saying they have about 70,000 shares to short for GameStop as well. All right. Yeah, guys, that's the recap for you. I really just wanted to break that information down as far as the float and what happens when your shares and your pool is diluted, right? That's what happens, right? If there's less shares, and they're more valuable, right? Whether they're real or fake at this point, right? In my opinion, if there's less shares, then the shares are more valuable, right? So just take that into consideration, guys. Thanks for coming by the channel. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.